I think we're live. Hold on. And it's loading. We're live. We're live, Derek
We're
Sagan.
live. We're live. We're
We did
live. It's
it.
crazy. Let's tell
It's
everybody.
Friday, January 29th. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. I say I'm good. It's shit. I'm shit. Everything's shit.
I hope everyone could hear us if
I'm so
everything's good.
frustrated. Everybody, just want to let you know, Bacon No Bacon is live right now on the YouTube channel. Bacon No Bacon YouTube channel. Check it out. We're there. Live. It's all there. Gonna post that. Sorry, everybody. Should have done this maybe a minute before we went live, but you can't have everything.
You can't have anything when you're with the Bacon No Bacon boys.
Do we have is our YouTube on our Instagram? Like, do we have a link to the YouTube on Instagram?
A link to the YouTube on the Instagram. That's all you, buddy. You should, there should be on the bio.
Oh yeah,
I should
did
throw
up.
Yeah, you did that. That's hilarious. I think we're getting some people slowly here. What's new? It looks like what are you, texting somebody?
I'm Instagramming that we're live right now.
Instagramming that we're live? You should have done this before we went live. Now everybody...
I just said that.
People were... Look at this nice Paisley cup I've got, everybody. This traveled with me from California.
Oh, California cupping.
I think it came from Montreal, though.
Listen, everybody. So right now we're playing. Abdul and I just wasted another half an hour of Abdul live trying to get this looking good.
It always feels like I'm hanging out with my grandfather or something. I never had a grandfather, but
it's a green screen behind me.
You
can't see it. I also put a fake background, but this is a green screen we're trying to do. I'm missing light on this side. I'm a little pasty because I'm on a webcam. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get a camera.
We've got it all figured out on this side. It's all on that side of the screen. All of this side of the screen.
All right, show off. You make me buy all this equipment, but then you won't fucking come within 10 feet of me to help me fucking set it up.
It's not that hard. There's so many YouTube. I tell you everything, man. There's so many YouTube videos out there how to do everything. You could probably turn your toaster into a fucking live stream camera. You just gotta YouTube it, man.
Hey, so how much GameStop stock did you stock up on last week?
I didn't get none of that stuff. I'm staying away from that crap. Why, is it up? Did it go up again? No.
Yeah, it was up over 300 again today.
Really? Wow.
I picked up 700 shares at $2, and they're worth $334 now each. I'm just sitting on a lot.
Wait, you bought 2 shares at what?
$2.18.
When did you get that?
Last week.
Oh yeah, so you were in on the tip?
I don't even know what that is.
Wait, how did you know of the tip?
No, I was just dabbling on the internet. No, I didn't get it. Obviously, I didn't get it. I fucking got in fucking late. When I started following it, GameStop closed at.
That's hilarious.
Where is it? $344. I was already too late, but I did buy into Nokia. There was 5 other stock that they said. We're gonna do it the same thing with these ones, and there was Nokia, Koss, Express, AMC, and BlackBerry. Something was fucked up. Like there was a bunch of trading platform that were stopping people from buying whatever.
Yeah,
my TD broker was fucking up. I couldn't buy anything. Kept trying to buy. I tried to buy Koss first. It wouldn't let me. So I'm like, fuck, I have to get in one at 9:32. I wanted it right at the market open. Then I tried to get in on Express. It wouldn't work. And then I tried to get on Nokia. It didn't work. And I tried all of them. Turns out one of them, it kept saying doesn't work, don't have enough funds, whatever bullshit, which I did. I borrowed money out of all my lines.
We're looking for your children.
Yeah. We're thinking about the children's university. Anyway, so finally, one of them had gone through. Usually there's a 2-step approval thing. Like, are you sure? Do you want to confirm? You have to push confirm. Never did that. But the Nokia one, of all the ones that I tried to do, the Nokia one went through. And the Nokia one has basically just tanked and since I got it. Had the cost order have gone through, I would be up about $3,000. Now,
man.
because I got Nokia, I'm down about $800.
Oh God.
Just my luck.
That's-
It's like the fuck technology, whatever. You know, I tried to cheat the system,
Man,
try to
you've
get
got bad luck, buddy. You've got some horrible luck. Maybe it's your
Ah,
moves. You just make bad moves. You get too excited and you get in on them. But they're not
Yeah.
they're not for us.
No,
Those
that's
were
what I'm
already-
starting to realize.
Yeah.
It's people that have devoted their life to, and they bought all the right software to monitor. Like they've got 5 screens going, and like, oh, buy, sell.
Right.
See, I'm on my little fucking TD phone on my
Yeah.
phone app. Can I buy 600?
You saw an article on Forbes. You're
Not
scrolling
even,
through
I-
Twitter. You saw an article.
Twitter. Yeah, I think I got it on
Shit,
Twitter.
maybe I should fucking invest. And then you put it in and you lose all your money.
It's
You're not
been the-
there. You got to be there.
I've
You got to
got-
be at the top, man. You got to hang out around Wall Street, talk to the big boys, the fat cats.
My
You got to
head's
hang out. I think they hang out by the testicles of the bull. You got to be by the bull, and that's where they hang, and they trade secrets. They tell
So I have
people what to
9
do.
I have 9 different stocks in my portfolio. Every single one of them is in the red except for one. That electric car company, Neo, that I told you about.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a tip that I got from a friend, and he gave me the tip at $3. I bought in at 20, and whatever. Now it's at 60. He got in tons though. He's got close to $1 million in this company, I think.
That's crazy.
But my Nokia is down. I'm down fucking $1,000, down 11%.
See, he probably hangs out by the bull at the Wall Street with the nuts.
Even Air Canada. I bought Air Canada. It's down 5%. Because they announced today, Air Canada announced today, they've cut all Caribbean, Mexico, all those routes are
Oh,
canceled.
so what? Did
until
they
further
tank?
notice.
What are they at? Did they tank?
They're at $20.
Oh man, this
I-
is my time to buy.
Yeah, basic. Look at my portfolio. Buy everything in my portfolio. They're at all-time lows right now. You could buy my portfolio for literally 20% of what I paid for it.
It's hilarious. Where's Air Canada? Oof, Air Canada's taking a hit. They're down $1.01. $20.02 is what they're worth today.
I got in at 22,
Oh
21,
God.
21.78.
Maybe I should get in now. Get in ahead of the curve.
At least Air Canada, I fully anticipated holding for whatever amount of for years, right? It was a
Yeah,
a
hold on to that.
long-term investment, I guess.
Use the money to go
Nokia
on a
though,
vacation.
Nokia, I wanted to be in and out in the same day. See, and then I didn't even know I bought it. The TD app fucking sent me a confirmation this morning. You bought that? I'm like, what? I did. It said it wouldn't work.
Oh, really?
And then by the time the app started working yesterday, all the trading had been halted in the 3 really hot ones, COS, Express, and AMC.
Yeah.
They stopped trading because it was going gangbuster or whatever. I'm like, fuck again. The fucking rich get richer and the derricks get fucked in the ass again. I always get fucked. My nice car. I remember the coup. So I'm in the same place. I'll show people what's going on here. So if I get rid of that. See, I have a green screen here. So I'm still back in my shitty garage with whatever. But remember, there used to be mags right there, right? Remember did the whole episode of Schnut Mechanic or whatever?
Yeah. We got the mags back there. Yeah, you got rid of them.
I got rid of them. And at the same time, my car needed some service. I needed a battery, and I didn't know my alternator. I thought it was my alternator. So I changed the alternator. Things seemed to go back to normal. Now my girlfriend's out with the car, and she just called me to tell me, oh, everything's shit. The car's going crazy. The parking brake light is on. And
That's terrible.
it's, I can't
This is
anymore. I
well,
got no money. I
you
went to
make-
Renault Depot today to get fucking screw and like a stain and varnish for the tables that I'm redoing, that I put on Instagram or whatever. I left. It's $400 when I left Renault Depot. Tabarnak. Why did I buy so many things? I'm like, I'm gonna start doing drywall. I'm supposed to go finish Deepak's fucking the laundry room, so I bought all tools to do the drywall and the taping joints and all that. I'm on that fuck.
Why do you make bad decisions though? Why do you why do you keep making horrible decisions?
And now that
This
you
is
say
the
that,
thing.
now
You're like a moth. You're like, the light will kill you,
ow,
but you
Ow.
still keep running into it.
ow, fuck.
You don't
You
stop.
Ow! I know. Fuck.
You see fire and you go, how close can I get?
Yeah. Uh,
Oh man.
but anyway, so now I'm obsessed with country living. I want to live in the country, and I couldn't sleep the other
That
night
was like
'cause I
episode
feel
22.
stressed.
I thought you were gonna move to the country.
Yeah, I feel stressed, and so I don't sleep well. Anyway, I was up like all night the other night going on MLS, looking at, you give some criteria. I'd like to be near water or
Yeah.
on water, ideally. Have a secondary building like a garage or a shop or a barn or whatever
Yeah.
that I can. Right now, I'm trying to refinish the table. I wish we could walk around and podcast, and like I could take you over to how pugny I am in there. I went to open a drawer before to get a tool, but like my golf club are there, and there's a génératrice esti that's blocking my path, and the vacuum and the tripping over thing. Go to open the drawer fucking break. Now I gotta move everything into the house to take out the drawer to fix the drawer. Now and all the new clamps I bought today, like those. Clamps to hold woodworking together. While you glue it,
Yeah.
now that was to fix my table, my antique table that I'm refinishing. Now the clamps are being used to hold together a drawer that was housing a fucking tool I needed to do the goddamn. See, every project I do creates 17 other projects. It's bullshit. So now the project is get a country place with a great workshop, bring my tools up there. But then I'm like, I need tools in this house. I want to hold this house and have that house, which was a attainable dream before COVID, that I'd be squeezed, whatever, I'd be tight paying 2 mortgages, but I could do it. Now that I need it for my sanity, I can't afford 2 mortgages. Now I can't even afford the fucking mortgage of this place.
I
But I don't want to
to
sell this place because Brassard it's going up. Again, I'm trying to stop myself from making one of my famous bad decisions.
I don't know,
that you're
man. If you think Brossard's going up, I'm sure there's a good chance it's gonna tank.
There you go. But I'm trying to reverse psychology myself. Being that, no, my instinct is to sell this and buy out in the country.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, because then I'm gonna do that and this place will double.
So wait,
So
why
I
don't you
wanna
just
hang on to it.
remortgage this place, buy a cottage in the woods, and then rent out that place so that you don't have
That's
to.
the other thing. That's the other thing. My kids still want to live here. So
Well,
this will, yeah. I know. I'm a pussy. I'm making tons of decisions. I've
your kids still want to live
decided to
there,
let
so
myself be
fucking charge
whipped
them
by
rent and let them live there. That's all.
Oh God.
Why don't you rent them the house? All they got to do is pay the mortgage.
So all they have to do is get jobs. Reese will be fucking paying the bills for the girls. Jamie's gonna smoke her whole CRB check. Andy works at Tim Hortons.
I'm sure there'd be a grow up in that house within 30 days. There'd be everything will be set up and ready to go. They would have figured it all out. They'd be making tons of money. Finally, Dad's gone. We can fucking turn this place into what generates cash. People love drugs.
We did another COVID test today too. Andy had a COVID contact scare at school.
And so what's happening with the school now? So she's
Andy. She can't go to school for 14 days.
She's not allowed to go to school for 14
days. Here's the
thing.
This is what I found so weird. If we did the test and she's positive, she can't go to school for 10 days.
Yeah.
If she does the test and she's negative, she can't go to school for 14 days. Please,
I think that's just a screw up. Yeah, that's just a screw up. I think there's just so much going on right now that there's a lot of those instances where it's easy to just for us to be like, what the hell? What a stupid, I do the same thing. But I think there's just so many instances that they have to decide on right now that some of them are going to be a little skewed.
Yeah, silly.
So I guess whatever. We'll just I guess we could just all be grown-ups about it and just move on. It's like everybody complaining about every rule that comes out. It's just whatever, man. They got a lot. Oh, you can buy, like I was at the store the other day too, I told you, and I couldn't buy envelopes. I'm like, that's so dumb. You can't buy pens or paper, but you have to be in school and work. Like, how the hell does that work? Did you go
to Bureau en Gros?
It's closed. I think they only had curbside pickup.
Oh, really?
Carolyn went to pick up. I bought a hard drive, and I think there was only curbside. But at Walmart, when I passed by, because I thought maybe they'd have envelopes. No, it was all closed off. You couldn't get envelopes or nothing.
I
So
just put that on my list. I need envelopes too to do my like GST and all that. I use
yeah,
envelopes.
yeah. Amazon. That's your only bet, or
Yeah,
go
I
to
guess I'll do
curbside
Amazon.
at
Yeah.
Curbside Bureau and Grow pickup for your envelopes.
But there's another thing, like you said, everything's changing all the time, and people are having trouble keeping. I called Renault Depot because I want to build Reese a whole bedroom set. I want to build him a new bed and a desk and just to maximize space because he's got a dog
That's
and
one
he's a
way to get
slob.
them out of the house or to start paying rent. Just
Yeah,
build them more
build him a little
housing.
Shangri-La.
Yeah.
But I called Renault Depot though, saying because I heard that it's limited to what you can buy. Like you can't buy paint unless it's white paint. Like no one's gonna mix the paint for you. And so I called and said, "Can I buy lumber?" Like, and she's like, "Oh, it's only curbside. You have to order." I'm like, "I don't. I'm building furniture. I'm not gonna order. Let some fucking 15-year-old kid choose which planche I'm gonna use. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?" So she's like, "But well, that's it. It's only curbside." But I went there today, and they're like, "No, you can go piece your own lumber. You could pick whatever wood you want."
That's what I was telling you because I went to the hardware store. There was no, there was nothing like you just can't buy certain things, but wood is you can get wood, you get screws, primer, tape, all that stuff that you need. You can still get the necessities to build, but you can't buy like
Yeah,
I think like finishing products.
I saw that today. I went and and
I wonder if you could buy
uh,
trim even. I don't even think you could buy trim.
trim like molding.
Yeah, like molding and that. I
Yeah,
wonder
you
if you could
can
buy that. Yeah.
all
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I called customer service at Renault Depot to ask them. That's their raison d'être, is keeping people up to date on what is the policy of and she had the
Yeah.
wrong information. How fucking stupid is that?
Well, I think everybody's just got a lot going on. Dude, I'm still waiting to get paid from Lenovo. I had a whole fucking thing with them. Hopefully it went through. They owe me $1,200 or $1,300 US. And it's been since November that I
It's funny
returned
you
my.
say that. I bought Angela a Lenovo computer for Christmas. I guess you don't recommend them.
Oh no, they're good. I like the
Yeah.
computer. It's just I think everybody's customer service right now is so swamped and everything that's happening. Well, I think they had a COVID outbreak at the call center because I
Oh
was
shit.
dealing with a case manager for a while because my case got like escalated because it had to get a refund because the problem was never fixed. And the lady just went silent on me, man. I didn't hear from her for like a month, and I'm like sending emails, and I'm like, did she just like steal my
It's like that,
laptop? Like,
like that time you joined Tinder and everybody just started ignoring you.
what?
I
Everyone
don't know why.
started.
I'm
Okay.
sad in my own life, so I have to belittle you somehow.
Okay. I didn't even know. I don't know. I didn't know how that works. But yeah, no, it's just what are you going to do? That's fucking life. I don't even know what we're talking about now.
Yeah. Lenovo stole your money.
They did steal my
Remember?
money. Fuckers. No, they're
Mm.
supposed to pay me. Now we got it all solved, hopefully. Somebody contacted me. I reached out on Twitter. That worked. It worked. I used your trick, Derek.
You tweeted about it?
I
Yeah. That's
tweeted
good.
at them directly. I didn't go, "Hey everybody, Lenovo's a piece of garbage." I just tweeted directly at them. Just said, "Hey, I don't know if anyone can help me, but I've lost contact with my case manager." And then yeah, they someone emailed me and told me that they had a whole issue there, and everyone's been getting sick and they're off. They've been off on and off and that. So
Did you
I
do that
imagine
yesterday?
it was
Because
COVID.
yesterday was Bell Let's Talk Day, so maybe when you said case manager, everyone was like, "Oh God, we got to get to him before he fucking hurts himself over his computer." Not
No,
making
that's been.
fun of Bell Let's Talk. I'm not making fun of mental health. I'm just making fun of Abdul.
Oh, that's my mental health doesn't matter, you fucking
Mm,
asshole.
no.
But yeah, no, it definitely it's a time where like it's hard to get people to do the shit that you need them to get done, and it's so frustrating. But it's everything about this. I don't think people like. I always keep saying this. This is just like it's gonna be a while, and it's gonna be a weird time in history. I just don't even. I mean, who knows? Because if you think about it, if you thought a year ago when this all started, I mean, what did you give
That
it?
it would be a year later. I
Yeah.
know.
Would you
God,
give it?
fuck.
Maybe 6 months? I think that's what I was thinking. Maybe three,
I was
6,
when it started.
8.
So when I taped my album on March 15 or whatever, I thought it was gonna be 2 weeks. Like the only precedent we had was like SARS and swine flu, and that barely affected our lives at
Yeah,
all.
but dude, this was completely different, man. Like you could see it coming a mile away, man. How it was just
Well, yeah,
affecting
it
all
was
these other places in the like across the world. You could see it
started
coming.
running out of toilet paper. I know. I should have known right there. Fucking as soon as the toilet paper supply chain gets fucking affected, everything's gone to shit.
There's definitely going to be an
Literally.
issue. I don't know if I said this last time. My old man was in the hospital then, and I was in the elevator, and like the guy from the
That's right.
infectious. I told you this. Did I tell you this story?
I don't know. I remember
No,
he was getting his heart done though. At that
Yeah,
time.
and I was in the elevator at the hospital, and this is when we like just started getting a few cases. It was like just literally a year ago, and the infectious disease like guy from the Jewish General was in the elevator, and he was talking to another like hospital worker, and he was like, "This is so crazy. They won't let us like we can easily test for this here, but they're making us send all the tests to." I think it's Manitoba because that's where the national center of diseases for Canada. So they were the ones that were only allowed at first to confirm that COVID was that's what you had. So it was like it was just weird hearing him say everything about it, and I was just thinking like, wow, this seems like a big, this is a huge deal. Yeah. And yeah, you could just see it and then you see them all coming, and another international flight had a case or two cases on it. You're like, just shut the whole fucking thing down. What are you doing? And you just see it coming. And like now, no, go ahead. Trudeau, I think, announced today again the fucking measures that they're gonna change for travelers.
Yeah, well, that's why Air Canada said to support Justin Trudeau's measures, whatever, we're canceling all flights to the Caribbean and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I guess that was a negotiation that they won with why they only made it a 3-day mandatory quarantine as opposed to anything longer than that. So they probably tried to, lobby their way out of that one, I guess, to still allow people to go somewhere. We'll give you this if you give us that kind of deal. I don't know, man. It just seems like it's never going to stop the way that if we don't just shut it down and like fucking live within this country for a bit.
Yeah, and vaccine deliveries are slowed down again. 25%.
We're going to be podcasting remotely for a long time, buddy. Spark them up. We got
I may not even have electricity by then. Anyway, whatever.
What? You think we're going to
What was I just going to say?
You think we're going to go that far?
I'm poor, dude. I can't pay my electricity
you're not
bill.
Gonna have electricity.
Man, it's
you got
it's not that bad yet.
Yeah, this is what you should do. You got a fireplace, and you get a
pretty sure the fireplace won't power the fucking webcam to get the podcast going, though.
No, but you get a solar panel and a battery.
Those cost money. If I can't pay my hydro bill, how can I afford a $700 solar panel and fucking converter?
It's not $700. I paid
Listen,
$200.
How is it whenever I get pessimistic, that's when all of a sudden Abdul finds his optimism? Usually this guy shits on everything. Every decision you make is terrible. Then no, everything's bad. And he's like, no, man, it's easy. Just fucking buy a solar panel.
I'm just trying to give you some ideas.
Solar panel and a canoe. Global warming. You'll need a canoe to canoe out of your fucking beachfront property.
That's what you should, man. You should get a canoe. You have a canoe. You're good to go, buddy. Paddle the canoe right to Celine Dion's house. You and her are going to be cruising through the hills.
Cruising through the hills in a canoe. Those hilly lakes. Those really robust rolling
the ravines.
Lakes.
You'll be going through the ravine with Celine.
Why is Celine in the ravine? What happened to her?
You don't remember Celine Dion when New Orleans, I think it was, when they got flooded? And like everyone was like still stranded, and there's people on the roofs, and she was like in an interview, and she goes, "What are they doing? Why don't they go get them? They take a plane, take a kayak, go get them."
Take a kayak.
Yeah, and everyone was like,
17 people straddling a kayak.
Take a kayak to go
bayou.
save them. Take a kayak. Celine.
Funny. Good old Celine saving the world. Oh, yeah, there's my list.
Take a kayak. Yeah.
Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire?
I don't know, dude. You just got to be optimistic. I had a scare. I had a scare at the dentist office. I went to the dentist like 2 weeks ago. Thank God. Yeah. Knock on wood. They're very clean. They're very good people over there. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have got it. when you're in the chair, they froze my mouth. I was freaked out because they freeze my mouth, and then they go, "All right, here's the thing: rinse your mouth and just wait 5 minutes there, and we'll get." All right, this is after they put the needle, so they go rinse your mouth. So I sit up and I try to rinse my mouth and I spit, but my mouth is frozen. So like how like you spit, but it doesn't really all come out, and then you got like spit hanging. And I had some spit hanging, and it hit in the bowl where everybody else spits.
No.
And I was like, trying to spit, like to get it to come off. My mouth was frozen, and I couldn't get it to come off. I was like, and then I just I was like, it came off, and I went to suck it up, and it touched the bowl again, and then I sucked it up, and I was like, man, it is what it is.
At my dentist, they don't even let us use the bowl thing anymore. They give us a cup, and we have to disinfect our mouth, but then we spit it back into that cup, and then we hand her the cup.
Oh, no, not mine.
They don't let us use the bowl.
They let me use the bowl. I spit in the bowl.
Maybe I'd look like, maybe it's not even COVID. They just look at me like, we don't want anything out of this guy's body in the general public.
Don't put it in that bowl. Otherwise, for sure, I would have got something way worse. Yeah, no, it's a weird situation we're living through, guys. We just gotta just keep going. I think it's fun, man. If you try to, like, I get it's annoying, but we gotta find like ways to just continue living without being like, oh man, I can't do what I used to do. No, you can't. You're not allowed.
No,
I know. Changed. The world has changed.
This country life, though, I think there's something to that for me, man. I think that's the thing for me. It's just, how do I have two houses? But like, you know what? I've lived in mega debt in my life, and whatever, you do it. So whatever. And if I die,
what about the kids? Why don't you get them to invest in a property in the country with you? You pay the mortgage of the house there, and then they pay the mortgage of the house in the country, and then you guys, and it's part of theirs too, so they have an investment.
That's not a bad idea, but they won't do it. They'll just be like, if we say no, you're still going to do it, and when you die, we get it all.
Well, no, because you're going to owe a ton of money, and they're going to have to pay the debt before they get any of it, so they won't own it all.
No, because there's mortgage insurance, right? You get mortgage insurance, and if I die, it gets paid off.
So is that what you got? Do you have mortgage insurance? I hope so.
On this house, yeah.
On that house. So then, yeah, but the kids, they can get a house in the country.
But this house, if I keep paying, the goal when I increased my payment was for it to be paid before I turned 50. Now I just did the math the other day. I'll be 51 and a half when the house is paid. This house is paid. If I can manage to keep making the payment.
Tough comedian in Canada. I know, but it's still a crazy amount to like
afford personal hygiene products. Look at me. I see my beard's out of whack. My hair, forget it. My hair is I have so much hair right now.
It's hilarious. I think everybody's I think that's the thing too, is like a lot of people's jobs weren't really affected. So those people are the ones that are just kind of living life thinking like, whatever, man. And meanwhile, that's why I took it seriously from the start, because I'm like, this is affecting my livelihood. So if we don't get back, I don't have a job. So
I was thinking about that actually. Like, maybe it's not the place, public domain live podcast, but I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I've offered you paid work a couple times.
Yeah, it's probably not the best place to discuss things.
I'm like,
Derek.
where the fuck does Abdul get money? I think Abdul's a hitman. Abdul's just out there fucking murdering people.
Weed is legal. You could just sell it.
Yeah, well, so can the fucking stores.
Exactly.
You need a competitive edge.
I do.
You're lacing your weed with something?
No, I don't sell weed. Derek, you know how I do it? First of all, I don't have kids. Okay. And then second of all,
you're frugal. You're a frugal
I'm not,
guy.
I don't drive a Range Rover. All right. I don't have like a fucking fancy car. I don't spend money on shit like that. Like to me, a car is a tool. So I drive a cheaper car. I drive an old truck. To me, like, things that are useful, like I only buy things I don't gamble. I don't do, like, you have a lot of expenses that you just dump money.
Yeah, let's call them expenses.
Well,
My
bad
gambling
habits, I guess. You have bad
Yeah,
habits.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
those habits. So it's
Yeah.
not hard, you know? You just have to like eliminate the bad habits and and you'll be all right. The government was like that's why like people you just have to change your way of life. Like your way of life it changed. People trying to sustain the same way of life are the ones that are like, "Fuck, I can't do this. How do you want me to sustain?" Well, it's simple. You can't. It's not the way it is anymore, man. You got to fucking change the. Anyways, we're getting all depressing now. I was all positive, and now you're getting me into real talk.
Well, that's really challenging to get you all sad. Is that a weed pen or tobacco?
Weed. What do you think? Tobacco. What do I look like? What do I look like? Tobacco? Oh, did you see that? I don't think they sell even tobacco on the native reserves. I drove by a couple of weeks ago. There was they said the signs up, no tobacco, no sale.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of money lost.
Yeah, I feel like you misread the sign. Like
Now,
no
how do they
tobacco,
survive?
No tobacco, no service. Like if you're
No
not smoking
tobacco,
a
no
cigarette,
service.
Get the fuck out of here.
Keep driving.
I started
gotta
watching
change,
that show Yellowstone last night. Have you
How's
seen
that?
it?
No, I've heard about
It's
it.
good because I just rewatched the entire 8th season or 9th season or whatever of Son of Anarchy, and my friend in Alberta, Shane, remember Shane? Shane and Trina, Andrew's best friends.
Yeah.
Shane's the plumber Iron Man guy. He does the marathons and that. Anyway, Shane said, you got to watch Yellowstone. It's like Sons of Anarchy on horses instead of motorcycles. And I'm like, oh, really? And I started watching it. It's pretty good. And I could see what he means about it, too, that it's small communities and that. So, yeah, I'm only 2 episodes in, so
Is
I'll
it
let
about
you know.
Yellowknife? Or Yellowstone National Park, right? Yeah, no, Yellowstone in the
But not
US.
even. It's not even that. Yellowstone, does that go into Montana? Anyway, it's Montana.
I think
the
so.
guy owns like 500,000 acres in Montana, and he refuses to sell any. People want to build a subdivision town, and he's like, no, fuck you. I want to keep this half a state to myself.
Yeah.
But it's to me so far after 2 episodes, it looks like a mix between Sons of Anarchy on horses, call it Sons of Anarchy on horses, meets that show. What was that show that I also watched? It was Heredity. No, it's about a rich family that owns like half the telecom. It's basically, I figure it's based on the Fox News guy, the Murdoch family.
Right.
Loosely based on that, because it's a family that owns like a giant chunk of the media of the United States. Called what's the word? I think it starts with an S. Basically, like the when you inherit something, like the what's it called?
Is this a movie you watch on Netflix or a TV show or something?
It's a TV show, yeah, and they were nominated for a bunch of Emmys and that.
Very okay, but
anyway, it's like a mix of those two things, because like a really rich family with one female sibling and then a bunch of male siblings, and the father who's like a control freak and the mother's dead.
So it's like Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, except not super funny.
I don't know. I'm trying to mix a rich family in a small town. Sounds like Schitt's Creek.
No,
you sure you weren't watching Schitt's Creek, buddy?
The other one, the media one, isn't obviously. It's not a small town. I think they're in New York City or whatever. What is that called?
Oh, the one where they work in marketing or some shit? Suits?
No, it's media. No, it's media, and it's a family business.
Weeds?
God.
Or Weeds?
Weeds was an old show, yeah. No, anyway, doesn't matter. It's terrible. It's terrible podcast preparation, but whatever.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yellowstone. But I can't say that Yellowstone, regardless of if you've seen, maybe people watching this and that saw the show that I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. So think Sons of Anarchy meets this show, and it's Heartland. This show. It's Yellowstone.
Sons of Anarchy meets Heartland.
No, not Heartland. Chris, it's media. What media was there in Heartland?
I'm Canadian.
And there's this one pretty girl that. The pretty villainess girl that was in a couple of the Sherlock Holmes movies. She's the villainess, like the
Canadian version, Murdoch.
No, I was going to say Harry Connick Jr.
I only know the Canadian version.
Robert Downey Jr. version of Sherlock Holmes.
Never seen
She
it.
was in that. She's a very sexy girl, but in a weird way, like not traditionally beautiful, but she's always naked and wants to fuck all the time in this Yellowstone. So we're 2 episodes in. I think she's had sex 3 times and was naked twice. So pretty good.
Maybe
Very
it's a
good.
mix of Working Moms.
Okay, would you just stop naming stupid shows that have nothing to do with what I'm saying?
I think there was a nude scene in Working Moms at some point. Working Moms and Heartland, a cross between
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah. Ryan Belville stars in Yellowknife.
Isn't it Yellowstone?
Oh, yeah, Yellowstone. Carlos, you said Yellowknife before you planted the seed. Oh, Carlos. Abdul's just over there getting high.
Who's stoned, me or you?
Silly. He's getting high and silly. I'm getting drunk and resentful, and it's fuck. We're just not clicking anymore.
That's why I feel like this is the most we've ever clicked.
I'm so pungy in my thing too. Like again with the green screen, you can't see, but it's right here. It's right. I'm
Looks
touching
like you're
it.
in a beautiful office. Looks
Yeah,
like
I
you
know.
got prime location downtown Montreal.
Yeah.
Looks like you're in
super
Griffintown.
deceiving.
Hold on,
Super
wait.
Which people that live in Griffintown are hating Griffintown now. With all the construction and everything, people are hating
Does
living
that sound like Griffintown?
there. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing.
Griffintown.
Wait,
baby.
doesn't your brother have a place in Griffintown?
No, he's in LaSalle. Griffintown is Terry DeMonte is always posting his
Angry
fucking
as hell.
Griffintown. It's true though. Have you been to dude? Have you been to like what's Nuns Island? Have you been there lately? Jesus.
No.
Dude, it looks like you're in Toronto. Like, what happened to Montreal? Like, when did we just destroy everything that looked beautiful and just turn it into like a cookie cutter condo
Well,
buildings?
there's
and
Nuns Island, right at the where
Nuns
the
Island
Champlain
looks like
Bridge
you're in
goes
Toronto.
through. They built all kinds of towers there. Yeah, that used to be just open. How was that open for so long? I mean, it's prime real estate. It's right on the way to the city.
Dude, traffic, man. Montreal traffic. Nothing's really. That's why everyone's pissed because we're all like, we know none of this is really worth what they're saying. It's Montreal.
Well, and that's
just wait till
that's
the
one of the-
referendum.
back to what we were talking about before when I was
They're all
saying I
gonna
don't want to
lose it.
sell my house right away. The light rail thing that I know goes all the way past your place. There's going to be 3 stops for it here in Brassard. So, and one of them is it's walking distance. One of the stops you can walk to it from my house.
Right.
I can't help but think that will increase the value of the house a little
It
bit.
definitely will. Well, again, if the market doesn't crash, come crumbling down because nobody could afford their house anymore, and they all fucking have to move to the country.
Seriously, what are people doing? It's funny. Even with Andy,
I really don't know what's happening. It's fucked up. Go ahead. What do you
I went
wonder?
I went for that COVID test with Andy this morning, and I was like, sorry, I had an extra light over here, but the battery just died. I went with Andy this morning to, how's that? Is that better lighting? To do the COVID test, and I was looking around, and I'm like, fuck, all these people with like this creative jobs because they have like 17 security guard like squirting a disinfectant in your hand every 5 seconds, and I'm like, look at all the jobs this is creating and the consumerism because everyone gets gloves, everyone gets a mask, everyone
but they make all those masks
whatever.
and gloves and everything in Bangladesh, and then they ship them here, so no one's got a job.
But there's still people. There's 17 people walking around with security, and they're clearly not, healthcare
Minimum
workers or anything.
wage.
But I'm like,
Minimum
wow, look
wage
at all the
security
employment
guards.
that this is creating. And Andy's like, Dad, how many jobs have been lost because of COVID? So they created 6 jobs over here, but
Meanwhile,
70,000.
You've been unemployed this whole time.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, look at all these jobs it's creating. This is nice. You can't perform for anybody, but you're like, these jobs are great.
Yeah. And so while Andy was doing her COVID test, I'm like, what is the deal with
There's a pitch, buddy. Let's pitch that one to the networks. We got 2 comedians, out-of-work comedians that become security guards at a COVID testing site.
That is funny. Oh,
There's
shit.
your pitch right there.
I just spilled beer on my what is that thing called?
It's a buddy shitty cop story.
It's
We're not
Working
even
Moms
real.
meets
Working
fucking Deadwood. Tons of nude scenes, but it's just Derek nude. No one wants to see that.
I think
got
it'd
no-
be great. The
I got
CBC's onto that.
Nothing
I'm
to wipe this
emailing
up.
the CBC right now. Let's
Oh,
tell them
speaking of
about a big
CBC,
break.
that's why. So I was supposed to do a test with Andy today for the COVID thing, like I did last time, just out of solidarity with her.
Of
But fuck,
solidarity.
I'm just gonna use my sweatshirt. Fuck it.
For the COVID test, they used your sweatshirt.
No, that I spilled beer on my Focusrite thing here.
Oh, geez, we're really classy over here at Bacon No Bacon.
Yeah, clean that up.
Let me just clean that
But
with my sweater.
I was supposed to do one today, just again, so because she's scared of it and stuff, sticking a Q-tip up her brain or whatever. But then I'm like, because I'm doing the debaters next week in Toronto, and I have to go to Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to. They want me to do a test 48 hours before I go, so I'm like, I'm gonna do 2 tests to see in 5 days now. So I said, canceled my test today, so I'll be doing one next Thursday at a private clinic because. I'm like, I have no
Why would
trouble
you do-
getting appointments for these public clinic. And then the CBC girl was like, no, because if you do, you get a public one. That means you have a reason to do it, meaning that you've come in contact with somebody with COVID or you've traveled, or blah, blah, blah.
Right. Private,
And therefore
like,
you don't even
'cause-
qualify to do the CBC,
Right.
debaters.
Right. So you got to have a preventative COVID.
But then I'm like, well, I just told you I may have been in contact with somebody. And she's like, yeah, but don't tell us that. Just go do the private test, and if you're negative, you can come. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's. I think people are just. It's all
People
gray.
are following the
It's
protocols.
just gray
and
zone. Yeah, it sucks that that's the way it is. Like a lot of things that don't make sense, but I hope everything turns out all right. What was it? Was it like one of her students or something in her class?
Yeah, not in her
teacher?
class. That's the thing. So her class,
Oh, okay.
because if it's the class, this is how it works in the schools. If it's in the class, they send that whole class home for 14 days.
Okay.
But it wasn't her class. Andy is, because she's so mature, whatever. She has friends in secondary 4, and it's one of them that got it. So they hung out on Monday. But the person that Andy would have gotten it from is a person that's much closer and actually was hanging out without a mask with this person. That girl got a test and she was negative. So I'm pretty sure Andy's test is going to be negative, but she's still stuck at home for 14 days because that's just the protocol that the school are putting in place, and that's it.
Well, I mean, stuck at home. It's school, right? Do you want to be at school? Are you really stuck at home? Since when
From
did
my
kids want to be?
stuck is the right word for my perspective, because I'm stuck with her at home.
Oh,
as
you're
it was,
stuck.
As it was, I only had
You're
her,
stuck at home.
She was only at home every 2 days. Now she's going to be home every day for 14 days.
Well, how old is she now? She's what, 14?
14. She'll be 15 in February.
Okay, 14's old enough to stay home alone. It's just that you got to be in the house.
Yeah, well, I got nowhere to go. I'm home. I don't want anybody here. See, Angela already is working less, so she's here a lot.
Well,
Not
I
easy,
don't know, man. Maybe it's a good time for you guys to talk to Reese and Jamie about getting that cottage in the woods. Like this.
Yeah, you got tons of good ideas. Can't even get Jamie to pay $50 a
Andy's
month
gonna
rent
be home.
here.
Andy's gonna be home for 14 days. I can't do it. You guys need to invest in a cottage. Maybe just build a shack. Get a little piece of land and build something.
I looked at that. Some of the land that was where I would want it to be, like I saw one that was $80,000. It's 150,000 square feet, but something like
That's
4 acres or something like that. That's a lot.
That's huge.
But then you could see other places that are on like 60,000 square feet, which is a big chunk of land with a separate, and they've got a house and a separate building and the garage, like 3 buildings and a driveway and the septic. It's already there, and the well. I don't know. I'm just starting to look at it, but I think I'm going to pull the trigger soon. I'm just going to be like, fuck it. I'll just pull out of my line of credit. Every dime I do make, I will throw toward bills. Here's some good news. You mentioned my bad spending habits, my bad spending habits, and my bad life decisions. Excuse me. I felt like it was going to be a more satisfying burp than that. But the gambling thing. So last week in football, I did terrible. I was $4,000 up from the week before, and I managed to blow it all in 2 weeks. Last week, I picked the Packers and the Bills in football. Both of them lost. Forget the spread didn't help me, nothing. I was dead. So now I'm down. I went from being up a couple thousand to down a couple thousand, and then yesterday, by some miracle, just I said I'm gonna bet $100 a day, just trying to make back, just trying to, and I picked an 8-way parlay. So I had 6 basketball games and 2 hockey games, and I
Yeah.
fucking nailed it. I hit it. I hit my
Yeah?
8-way parlay.
Congratulations.
So now I'm kiff. I'm not gonna place any more bets except for maybe on the Canadiens because the Canadiens are so hot right now. Right, just little, but nothing
Don't.
that's gonna
Just
hurt
don't
me.
do it. Just don't. Just stop.
And then
Just
I'll bet on the
stop.
Super Bowl, and
No,
then I'll
but just
stop until
stop.
next football season.
But
Yeah.
why don't you just stop? Like, just stop. Don't lose
Where's
the
your
money. How
civic
about
pride? Where's your civic
Is it
pride,
that hard?
Ben? It's-
Civic
You should
pride?
bet on the Canadians. The Canadians are
Pride.
worth betting on. They're
Are
doing
you
great.
kidding me? I would never bet on the Canadians. That is the last team I would ever.
They're in first place in the NHL right now, brother.
I don't care. I don't care. I know
Alright,
how
well,
things work at the Montreal Canadiens organization. Everything always
Welcome
goes
to
to
the
shit.
Bacon No Bacon Captain Negativity fucking podcast with
Everything
super
always
negative
goes to
pot smoker
shit.
Abdul Butt.
The next superstar will just get traded. Oh, look at the nice man. You got a nice set over there. That looks like maybe you're in Halifax.
I'm back. I'm back from Halifax.
This is yeah. That's
So
hilarious
anyway,
if you
Super
start.
Bowl. Have you followed the Super Bowl? What do you think? It's Tom
I'm
Brady.
not
So
following
there's
anything.
another conversation.
Not following anything
So
to do with
because
any of
for
that.
those
You
for
let
those
me know.
listeners that
What's happening?
those listeners that do like sports,
Yeah.
Tom Brady and the Patriots, 6 Super Bowls, 9 Super Bowl appearances, I think. Or 9 championship, NFC championship. And then they
Sounds
trade
good.
Brady. Brady, like his contract was finished. The Patriots decide he's finished. He's not gonna. So they trade Brady. He goes to Tampa Bay. This is the first year. I think it's 2 times in 20 years that the Patriots didn't make the playoffs. 2 times, and one of them is this year that they no longer have Tom Brady. Tom Brady goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and now is going to the Super Bowl
Wow.
with this new
okay,
team.
that's
Like
cool.
people that say he's not the greatest of all time, I mean, forget it. Even if it's a horseshoe up his ass, or that show. Remember that show I told you about?
I don't
think you
think
watched
it's
that
a
either.
horseshoe up anyone's ass if you're at that level of success. You can't say that.
Right? I know. That's what I mean. You can't negate.
It's like Patrick
You know,
Waugh, dude. Montreal
the first
trades
year-
him. He still wins a Stanley Cup the next year with the Avalanche. Like that's who won it. That's what you needed. You needed the star.
the
that's
first year
what's fun
that
to watch.
first year in 20 years that Tom Brady doesn't play for the Patriots, they don't make the playoffs for only the second time in those 20 years.
Wow.
And the team he did go to which was shit, losing records for the last 8 years, are now going to the Super Bowl, playing against what they call the new guard, like the young guy, Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great Super Bowl, I think. It's a very exciting thing.
All right.
I
So
still don't even know.
are you doing the
I don't even know
picks,
who I'm
or-
betting. I don't even know. No, there's only one game, and it's in 2 weeks, so we don't even have
Oh,
to
that's
do it.
all. Oh, you're right at the end there. The Super
This
Bowl.
week's
It's
a
true, we
break
were talking
week,
about
yeah.
it. Why am I not even fucking? I thought you were gonna do the picks. I'm like, usually when you do the picks, I gotta zone out. I don't know
You
what the
just
hell's
tune
going
out.
on.
Yeah, you just tune
I don't
out.
know what's happening. Somebody was good last week. The other guy tripped and fell, hurt an ankle or an Achilles heel.
Yeah. I was
He's
just
out.
admitting that my last football picks were terrible. I had Green Bay and Buffalo. They both lost.
Well, maybe. So you're going for, obviously you're gonna go for the Buccaneers for the Super Bowl.
Well, here's the thing. I have $100 that I placed on Tampa Bay before the playoffs started. So in week 16, I think I put $100 on Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Buffalo,
All the
and
Bays
and
those.
Baltimore. 3 of those teams have already lost. They're already gone. So I've lost
God
300.
damn it.
But I still have 100 on Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay was plus 1,100. So I have 11-1 odds. So if Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl, I win $1,100. Basically, is the thing.
That's nice. That's
So
a nice
now because
little,
I have that, I feel
that's
like
1/4 of the mortgage.
I should bet on Kansas City to make sure that I win. No matter who wins, I win. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right now,
I see what
because
you're
I've already made that one bet. I've got
But now Kansas City, what would you bet on them to win what?
I don't know because they're already the favorite, so it's gonna be hard. I'd have to parlay it with something. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. I
So
got a week to figure it out.
how about this? How about just stick with the bet that you already have and
Yeah,
see how that goes?
yeah,
How's
I
that
could.
sound?
Yeah, and then worst case, I lose 100. Right?
Right.
But there is a way that I could do it
Because
that
it
no
sounds
matter
like you
what
already
happens, I
have a
win.
bet. Yeah, but what?
Yes, I do. I do, but there's a way that I could do it. Right now the worst case scenario is I lose $100.
Yeah,
If Kansas City wins the
that,
Super Bowl, I lose $100.
that's
There
not
is a
bad.
way that I could do it. If I bet $500 on Kansas City, if Tampa Bay win, I win 600. If Kansas City win, I win 300. There's a way that I can do it that I can't lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the margin sucks. Like for $100, you could win 1,100.
Yeah,
You could win 1,000,
but I could
or
also lose. I could lose 100.
yeah, but the other way you're saying you could lose. You're still gonna lose something.
No, there's no losing. No
Oh,
losing.
there's no losing. Yeah, but
Right
you'll
now,
win what,
if I leave it,
$100?
if I leave it right like it is now,
Yeah.
uh, I could win 11 or lose one. If I put a smart bet on Kansas City, say with the points or something, I put 400 on that, and say I get it at 1-2.
Yeah.
I win. I could win 300 or win 600. There's a way to make it so that I
Okay,
win
I
no
see
matter
what you're
what.
saying. I see what you're
Right
saying.
now, I have a
But I'm
if
gonna
Tampa
say
Bay
that sounds
wins
pretty
700.
boring. It sounds fun that you put that 100,
Exactly.
and you should but
Exactly.
you should have just
So
played
I'll
that
probably put
100.
more on Tampa Bay. I'll just probably put more on Tampa Bay.
You're crazy. That's the problem, is that you kept betting throughout the season. Why not just bet that $100?
It's already bet. It's already done.
I know, but you
'Cause
kept betting
here's the
throughout
thing.
the season too.
But if I bet that $100 now, it only pays
Yeah.
$125. It's because I placed the bet 5 weeks
Right.
ago
Right.
that it pays so much because
But
there was still
that's
so many teams involved.
But what I'm saying is, like, you gamble on every weekend you still want to gamble. But
Yeah.
you already gambled. You started your bet at the starting of the season. Or at the starting of the playoffs.
You don't even understand betting. I don't know why you're giving me advice.
I just don't understand why you keep betting. Like, the whole idea is, like, you want to bet and you're like, all right, I got money on this. But you're like, all right, I got money on this, but let me try and get some money on this, and maybe I can get a little money on that, and let me see who's playing.
Yeah.
Let's put more money on some of those. That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
think
like, I
I
feel
think
like
we've talked about it on the podcast. The time that Sam Easton and I went gangbusters on fucking Wimbledon. We don't even know how tennis works. See, and we had like $10,000 in play.
that's hilarious.
We don't even know the rules of tennis.
That's hilarious. That's
Soccer
hilarious.
too. The World Cup. It was the same weekend. Wimbledon and the World Cup was happening at the same time.
Yeah.
We lost our shirt on Wimbledon, and Sam pulled the plug. He's like, "That's it. I'm not betting anymore this weekend. That's crazy." And me, fucking bet, gamble. No, I've lost too much on Wimbledon. Let me put $1,000 on fucking the World Cup. And
You're
the
hilarious.
crazy bet that I made hit, and I was like, I'm celebrating at the show that night. I'm like, yeah, and Sam's like, you're a fucking asshole. I lost $9,000. And I'm like, I made a crazy bet and we hit.
You guys, clearly, I don't know. That's something that, again, I don't make those decisions. That's
I
probably
am getting out
another.
of it. Abdul, I'm telling you, I'm in this next 6 weeks. I feel is going to be my life is going to change. I'm going to start now to let people know.
Like, I hardly buy.
Do it.
I don't even think I buy anything for luxury. Like I hardly buy stuff for. Most of my things are in some way a tool. Like, it's useful. Like,
Well, you spend money on weed. I don't spend money on weed.
Dude, you smoke like a pack a day.
Not weed.
Cigarettes. Yeah.
It's lifeblood. That's my diet plan. That's what keeps
That's-
me looking so svelte and in shape.
Well,
Smoking cigarettes
I don't
prevents me
know.
from eating. You can't eat while you're coughing.
It keeps you in a shape. That's for sure.
Oh,
I don't know if it keeps you in shape.
wow. This guy is really.
All right, I'm just fucking with you. We've got to roll it in. You did the picks?
Yeah, there is no picks this week. Stupid
I
head.
know, I'm fucking with you. This is great. All right, buddy. I had a blast. This was good. Are we what do you say? What are we doing?
I think we did good.
We did good. You all right?
Yeah, I'm
Everyone
good.
else all right? Yeah, all right. We're good, man. Okay.
Trying to fix my lighting. The lighting changed outside while we were doing this, so I'm like, I realized people don't even see me very well. Look, my eyes look so deep set. Like, I'm a bad guy in a horror movie.
Yeah, you look like you broke into that place that you're in right now. You don't look like you belong. All right, man. I'll talk
we did
to you
it
soon.
live podcast. We did a live podcast. It was just as boring as the usual ones, but this one was live, so you got that.
All right, later, buddy.
Be good, buddy.